Helicopter Flying Handbook 8.1 Ground Procedure and Flight Preparations. Let's embark on a comprehensive exploration of ground procedures and flight preparations in the realm of helicopter aviation. As we delve into this topic, we'll underscore the critical responsibilities that fall upon the pilot, not only in the air but equally so on the ground. Now, pre-flight inspections are the bedrock of ensuring airworthiness. Before taking flight, the pilot, typically the commander-in-chief, meticulously examines the helicopter, guided by the Rotorcraft Flight Manual, RFM, Pilot's Operating Handbook, PO, or pertinent information provided by the operator or manufacturer. A checklist is an invaluable tool in this process, systematically guiding the pilot through both interior and exterior inspections. Following the manufacturer's recommended outline is key, encompassing all items deemed crucial by the manufacturer, including any supplemental equipment. Transitioning to minimum equipment lists, MELs, and operations with inoperative equipment, we enter the regulatory realm of Title 14 of the Code of Federal Regulations, 14 CFR. This mandates that all aircraft instruments and installed equipment must be operational before each departure. However, the introduction of the MEL concept for 14 CFR Part 91 operations permits flights with inoperative items, provided they are non-essential for safe flight. This flexibility allows operators, without an MEL, to defer repairs on non-essential equipment, as guided by Part 91. Now, there are two primary avenues for deferring maintenance on rotorcraft operating under Part 91. Firstly, the deferral provision of 14 CFR Part 91, Section 91.213, d, and secondly, an FAA-approved MEL. The former, widely embraced by pilot operators for its simplicity, allows deferral of inoperative items based on whether they are required by type design or 14 CFR. If not required and safe operation is possible without the item, deferral is an option. This involves deactivating or removing the inoperative item and placing an INOPERATIVE placard. Maintenance tasks must be executed by certificated maintenance personnel. Conversely, an FAA-approved MEL, akin to a supplemental type certificate, becomes mandatory when issued to a specific operator and helicopter. Operators develop operations and maintenance, O&M, procedures from Master Minimum Equipment Lists, MMELs, issued by the FAA. The MMEL, along with a Letter of Authorization, LOA, Preamble, and Procedures document, constitutes the operator's MEL, mandatory on board during operations. Should a component not listed in the MEL as deferrable fail, repairs are obligatory before departure. If unavailable, a special flight permit from the nearest FAA Flight Standards District Office, FSDO, can facilitate transportation to another location for maintenance. The gravity of deferring maintenance, particularly considering the impact of inoperative components, must be carefully weighed. For a more detailed exploration of minimum equipment requirements, I recommend referencing AC 9167, Minimum Equipment Requirements for General Aviation Operations under FAR Part 91. This document offers comprehensive insights into the regulatory landscape governing operations with inoperative equipment. Now, when we discuss engine start and rotor engagement, it's imperative to follow the manufacturer's checklists diligently. Safety takes precedence here, demanding a clear perimeter around the helicopter. Consider the positioning of rotor blades carefully, particularly in two-bladed systems, to prevent any unintended engine start with the blades secured. Moving on to rotor safety considerations, the exposed nature of main and tail rotors calls for heightened caution during taxiing, especially near obstacles. Judging rotor blade tip clearance accurately is a challenging task, emphasizing the need for constant vigilance. Tail rotor visibility issues highlight the necessity for ample clearance during backward hovering or turns. We also delve into the potential hazards arising from the thrust generated by the main rotor system. Now, let's talk about aircraft servicing and refueling. Refueling operations demand a stopped rotor and meticulous attention to fuel specifications. The concept of hot refueling is practical but requires careful execution, with the pilot remaining at the controls and well-trained refueling personnel. Positioning refueling units to ensure rotor blade clearance and prohibiting smoking during these operations are crucial safety measures. Our focus then shifts to safety in and around helicopters. Passenger safety during boarding and deplaning is paramount. Pilots bear the responsibility of instructing ramp attendants and servicing personnel on specific duties. In-flight safety briefings cover seatbelt usage, entry and exit paths, control removal, and emergency procedures. As we navigate through pilot at the flight controls, A cautionary note is sounded regarding the hazards of leaving the cockpit during engine and rotor operation. Pilots are advised to remain at the controls, with procedures in place for cockpit egress if needed. Finally, after landing and securing, meticulous post-flight inspection following the manufacturer's checklist becomes imperative. We choose landing locations that minimize interference with other aircraft, and passengers remain seated until rotors cease turning. This exploration underscores the pivotal role of pre-flight procedures and safety in helicopter ground operations. Engine run-up, refueling, and ground safety demand unwavering adherence to established protocols, ensuring the safety of personnel, equipment, and the helicopter itself.